Hi, it's John Mayfield with Global Real Estate School, and thanks for tuning into our YouTube channel. I'm going to try something different here. I've been wanting to do more live streaming and more YouTube videos for the channel. That's on my agenda. We've been very busy at Global Real Estate School with a lot of other curriculums and getting approved in some other states. So unfortunately, I've kind of put this on the back burner, and I apologize for that. But I'm going to kind of make myself more focused to try to do short, concise videos. I'm going to be creating some playlists. And basically what I'm going to go through is the outline, and we will have these broken out by PSI, which is one of the testing agencies, and Pearson VUE. So just look for our playlist and you can go into those. And then I'm going to create sections as they have the material that you will be tested over. And we'll just do some short, quick videos to help you to pass the real estate exam on the very first attempt. So this is a PSI, and hopefully you've noticed that in the title and the other description. This is actually from the property ownership section. And they're going to have two questions according to their outline. This is a candidate handbook regarding real property and personal property. So what do you need to know about that? Yesterday I had one of my students say, hey, I saw this question that said a person bought a home and they were planting some trees. They just purchased a home. They were planting some trees. And is the answer chattel? Which, by the way, chattel is what? Good job, personal property. Is it real estate? Is it real property? Or is it something else? Well, you know, that's a little challenging for me to give them the right answer because I don't know all of the question. Did the question have anything in reference to prior to putting the trees in the ground? Or did the question have the trees that had already been placed in the ground? I don't know. It's your job to read those questions very carefully. And here's a great example of a question like that the testing agency could flip that 2 or 3 different ways. And what I mean by that is naturally the testing agency's worried or concerned, someone like me hears about a question, and not that we ever want to word for word provide you with questions. That's not my job. I don't want anybody to cheat, or I don't want to give you questions that have been seen on the exam. I do want to be able to teach you the correct way and to help you understand the definitions the correct way. So going back to that question, they could flip that question in a number of ways. They could say, what are the trees before the new owner puts the trees in the ground? Well, in that case, it's chattel, right? It's personal property. Anything that's movable, and if the trees that he purchased at the nursery had never been placed in the ground, it's really still considered personal property. However, they could flip that question to say, well, the new buyer planted the trees in the ground. What are they now considered? And then you have to kind of look at other wording in the question, because we understand, and I teach you, that land equals natural items, right? Real natural items, the grass, the rocks, the trees, and so forth. That could be a part of the stem or the question. Well, in that case, the trees would become land. However, read the questions carefully, because if they have never been put in the ground, it's still considered personal property or chattel. The definition of real estate is land, the definition of land, which is natural, the definition of real estate, which is natural plus man-made items, and the definition of real property are the natural items, the man-made items, and all of those bundle of legal rights that you get. So I really didn't know how to answer that question because I haven't seen all of the pieces to the question. But what I want you to take away from this YouTube video is this. Read those questions carefully. Figure out what they're asking for. They could take that specific information I gave you and probably ask 3 or 4 different types of questions, and it would all be dependent upon what else is in the question. If they're saying the trees were planted in the ground according to the definition that matches this, and I'm just ad-libbing here, what definition does it best closely resemble if the trees have been planted in the ground? And the best definition would be real estate. Remember, land, natural items, real estate, natural, plus the man-made. And pardon me, I said real estate. The best definition would be land, okay? Land, don't get that. Because land equals natural items. So, if they ask you, again, I want to verify and clear that up, okay? The best definition would be land, natural items. Those trees, they're natural. Real estate's man-made plus natural. That'd be the fence or the garage or the home plus all the rocks and trees. And the definition of real property encompasses both of land, real estate, and your bundle of legal rights. Okay, hey, see what happens when you ad lib? You could kind of mess up. But there's a good training point there. Read those questions, carefully. I love to tell my students, read them 3 times, okay? Well, that's all for today. We're going to pick back up with real versus personal property tomorrow, because again, you could see up to 2 questions according to the Missouri Candidate Handbook, and most of those will be similar in other states, but we're going to just plug through all of these. Be sure and look in the playlist. I'll be covering state material. My goal is every day through the rest of this year, I want to be doing some type of short, concise video to cover some topic, and we'll be filling up those playlists for you, okay? And why am I doing that? Because I want Global Real Estate School to be your #1 source for real estate education. We have some great things happening at Global Real Estate School. I'm getting ready to launch a new program that I'm going to be hush-hush about. And if you subscribe to my channel, you'll be the first to know about it. So be sure and subscribe. We have a great podcast. It's kind of hard to find it on iTunes, but if you go to Global Real Estate School podcast.com, it'll normally open up in your iTunes browser for you to do that. But we're on Podbean. You can go to Podbean and just search Global Real Estate School. We're on Shopify. Believe it or not, we're on Pandora. And we even have an Amazon skill. So you can ask Amazon while you're around the home, hey, give me the Global Real Estate tip of the day, or I think you have to say, give me Global Real Estate School skill or something to that effect. But you'll find us on Amazon as well. And we're right here on YouTube. We're going to be doing more live streaming. We have lots of great courses that we're getting approved in many states. So check us out at Global Real Estate School. And the last thing I will say is this. We have a product. I heard from a student yesterday and they said, John, it was a game changer for me. It's called Help Me Pass. No, it's not. It's called myrealestateexamcoach.com. There we go. myrealestateexamcoach.com. Check it out. It's a great tool. It works in all 50 states. I also have Help Me Pass the Real Estate Exam, but I think that sends you over here to my YouTube channel or maybe to our resource page. But we're here, Global Real Estate School. Check us out, subscribe, like us, give us some kind feedback. That always makes us feel good. And more than anything, go out and make it a great day.